Okay, first we're going to start by putting our long paper on the floor and slipping our shoe off to trace our foot. Now your foot should fit this way, but my foot is a lot bigger than your foot, so I have to get 2 pieces of paper to trace my foot. And I'm just going to take my pencil around my foot, not pressing too hard, and I'm going to do the other foot the exact same way. Now again, I need 2 pieces of paper. You shouldn't. You should be able to fit them on one. But if for some reason your foot is as big as my foot, you can get 2 pieces of paper. And then tracing that foot, putting my shoes back on, and bringing my paper to my table. Now to make our Croc shape, at the bottom, I'm going to draw this square-ish oval shape for the opening of the Croc. So what I mean by that, it's kind of a rectangle, but it has round tops and not sharp edges. And then I'm going to go around and make just a nicer, smoother line for the outside of the Croc with no toe bumps, because there's no toe bumps in a Croc. And then I'm just outlining that square oval and adding 2 smiley faces connected to the shoe to make the little loop on the back. Not sure what that's actually called. From there, I'm going to do a line going around my shoe just to bring it some dimension and kind of give it a 3D look. And then I'm going to start to add all of my Croc holes. Now you want it to look normal, so don't add too many holes. I'm doing like 3 per row, depending on, once I start getting to the top, I may bring it down to 2. I don't know exactly how many Croc holes there are. If you've got Crocs on your feet, you can count them and do the same number. But I just kind of spaced them out to where it looked normal. And then I'm going to repeat all of these steps on the other foot as well. So starting with my square oval, outlining my shoe again, adding the smiley face shapes for the loop, the dimension line, and my Croc holes. From there, we're going to outline all of that in Sharpie. Remember, any lines that overlap, we don't want to overlap in Sharpie. And then once it's Sharpied, I'm going to pick out my colors. Of course, erasing those pencil lines that are still showing that I don't want to show. Now, once we pick colors, we're using coloring pencil, and we want whatever colors we're gonna pick to match our personality. So whether that's just solid, our favorite color, you have camo Crocs, you have American flag Crocs, whatever you pick, it's gonna kind of match and tell us about you. So I did tie-dye because my room's so colorful. I like colorful things, and I felt like a tie-dye Croc fit me best. And then I'm gonna carefully cut out each Croc. Once my Crocs are cut out, slide them to the side and get my smaller piece of paper to create the gibbets. Whenever we're making our gibbets, I want to see at least 8 gibbets, so 4 per shoe. You can do more, just remember they have to actually fit on your shoe. So what I'm doing there is just kind of deciding where they're going to go and how big they need to be. They don't need to be very big at all because they need to fit on my shoe. So I'm just going to pencil in some gibbets that tell about me. Similar to Art Start, just doodling some of my favorite things. And then once I've drawn them in pencil, made sure that they are small enough, I'm going to carefully Sharpie those lines and color them in with coloring pencil. And of course, erasing those pencil lines that I don't want to see. Now, once these are colored and you have to cut them out super carefully. Try to get all the white space away. Of course, it's going to be a little challenging because they're so tiny, so just do your best to cut your gibbets out as good as you can. Once they're cut out, throw all those tiny trash pieces away. Don't throw them on the floor. And then I'm going to start to glue my gibbets on. So what I'm going to do first is decide where I want them to go and make sure they all fit. So my sunshine and my flower are definitely a little bit bigger, so keeping them on different shoes and making sure everyone has a home that looks good. Once I've decided, I'm going to take a piece of that scrap paper I was using to use under my glue and make sure I cover the entire back of each gibbet in glue and glue them down to my Crocs. And once I'm done with that, it's time to pick out a base color paper. Same thing as coloring our shoe, we want this color to match, or maybe it's our favorite color. So I'm going to pick a color that looks good with what I've made. And my Crocs are crazy and very colorful, so I need to pick something maybe a little less bright. So I went with a blue instead of a bright yellow or a bright orange. And I'm going to do the same thing. Cover the entire back of each Croc in glue and glue it down to my base paper. Of course, make sure you put your name and class code on the back.